Being Eddie Murphy's older brother, did you always want to be in show business?
No.
You didn't always want to be in show business?
No, but we used to play a game when we was little. It was called This Is My Show.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do is we would stand in front of the mirror, and whoever was in front of the mirror, the other one would push that guy. This is my show. And I push him out the mirror. No, it's my show.
In a way, that's been your whole life. He became a superstar.
Yeah, what were you
No,
doing?
when we were playing that game, I was just playing the game. I wasn't even thinking about.
He was for real.
He was for real.
Oh, he's always been for real, 100%.
So what were you doing when he was, this 17-year-old kid going to the comedy clubs and
Getting
discovered?
arrested, I was different.
Were you?
Really?
Were you in trouble with the law?
Quite a bit, yes.
Were you ever in prison, though?
Nassau County Jail was as far as it went for me.
Right.
And, I got my life together after that.
Right. Did your brother help you with that? Like he made you a bodyguard?
Not at all. What happened was this. When I was I think what I really think affected me the most was, when I was 10 years old, my father was murdered.
Right.
Okay? And I didn't realize it, but I guess it had an effect on me. I became,
Angry.
Angry or whatever, yeah, then we moved to a new town.
Where'd you move to?
Roosevelt.
Oh,
I lived in
that's
Brooklyn before that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We moved to Roosevelt, and then, I was an outcast in Roosevelt because I was from Brooklyn.
Right.
So then, I banded together because that year, for some reason, there was a lot of people, like a mass migration of people from the city moving out to the island.
Right.
So we all became a crew.
Right. All the new guys from Brooklyn.
All the new guys became a crew because it was like, oh, yeah, you want to jump me because I'm from Brooklyn? Well, here's my boy from the Bronx, my other boy from Harlem.
Right.
Now jump us.
It's a very tough neighborhood. Having grown up there,
Right.
I certainly couldn't join any gang, but I would have in a minute had I been able to because I would have received some protection. I know what you mean. I was a guy who was
needed friends,
an
huh?
outcast, and also a dickhead. Did they ever catch your dad's killers?
The woman that killed my father.
Oh, it was a woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why did a woman kill your father?
Lovers quarrel.
Lovers quarrel.
Oh, so your parents weren't together?
Stories, no, they weren't together.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the oldest stories in the books. I tell my kids, man, hey, man, if the girl is mad, don't close your eyes.
So watching Eddie's success had to be bittersweet for a guy like you because
it was not bittersweet. It was. I can't tell you
bitter.
how proud I am about my brother. There's nothing bitter about it.
Be honest for a minute.
I'm being totally honest.
There must have been times.
I'm explaining to you why I wasn't.
All right.
I know my family's history.
Go ahead.
From the boat when they first brought us over here.
Right.
So to see someone rise above that, okay?
Right.
Because before my generation or whatever, I can't look back and go, oh, yeah, my uncle went to Harvard and then he was this.
Right.
No, we was, regular American black people, struggling to get ahead. And then one of us broke through. The first time I seen my brother perform on stage, the feeling that he gave me, I can still feel that feeling right now.
By the way,
sometimes it gives me goosebumps. When I seen the crowd react to him, and yeah, I'm very proud of him.
I feel your brother is probably the greatest stand-up I've ever seen. Now,
well, I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
And I've told Eddie that. But Eddie made you his bodyguard. In a way,
well, when I came out the Navy, that's all I was actually qualified to do. I was
right.
When I was in the Navy, I worked in the boiler room.
Right. So you got out, and Eddie
didn't have
job.
a boiler room where he needed
now look,
employees. So
you get out of the Navy. Yeah. Your brother's a superstar.
Superstar.
You're the bodyguard brother, and everyone looks at you like, oh man, he's just there because Eddie's giving him a job. I mean,
I never went to my brother and asked him for anything.
Nothing. He put you on salary.
My brother put me on salary. He gave me a job. I didn't ask him to give me a job.
Right.
He asked me, do I want to work for him?
Right. And all you got to do is hang out and protect Eddie.
Yeah, but what happened was I was overzealous, so.
And what happened? What does that mean?
I was jumping on people for not laughing,
You better laugh.
Did you start kicking some ass and everything?
If you said anything wrong, you know what? To an extent, I'm still like that. I'm very protective of both of my younger brothers.
Right. So if I said something bad, you would jump on my ass, and that's why.
I've grown since then. I don't. I can handle it with my mouth.
So did they have to
just talk?
So did they have to call you aside and say you can't?
Eddie sat me down one day and said, "Look, man, I really like having you around and everything.
You're a good guy.
Last night when you stomped that guy just because he didn't laugh."
Right. So what happened? So did you get in trouble with the law when you started to be an overly aggressive bodyguard?
Yeah, man, there was some stuff that went down where, you know, I had to leave L.A. for a while, as a matter of fact.
Well, now you're getting some real fame.
Oh, yeah.
And people are recognizing...
Real.
People are recognizing that you're funny. So how did you make that move? How did you hook up with Chappelle, and how did you start being known as a funny guy in your own right?
The way I hooked up with Chappelle had nothing to do with being funny. It was from the movies I had done. And the movies that I had done, I had been in comedies, but they always would hire me to be the mean guy.
Right.
And I kept going after that, but they was always casting me in comedies. So how bad could you really be looked at if it's a comedy? If you know, but I kept doing it, and it ended up with me eventually going to Chappelle.